Welcome to Unity of Mesa Online. I'm Reverend Kathy Kellogg, and I'm joined today with Karen Piper, who's leading meditation, and Dennis Hubert, who's today's musician. We're continuing our exploration of the book Lessons in Truth, a treasure chest of gems. Today's talk is about sparkling simplicity, and the affirmation is, as I commune with God, I sparkle with light and truth. Can we say that together? As I commune with God, I sparkle with light and truth. Will you join me now in an opening prayer? I invite you to gently close your eyes and open your minds and your hearts to becoming conscious of your breath, moving in and through your body, awakening each cell of the human temple to its perfect pattern, and awakening each spiritual power and attribute to its highest expression. With each breath, we affirm the peace that dwells within us, that healing is part of every breath, and unconditional love binds us together. And in that peace, healing, and love, may we hold the names on our prayer list and those you hold in your hearts. With each breath, may we bless all that is coming up to be blessed, all that is coming up to be healed, all that is coming up to be realized whole. This week, especially, we affirm the power to establish peace, love, and healing in our homes, in our communities, in our nation, and in the world. We affirm that that power is first established in us, that we might be the light that shines, the love that heals, the life that restores, truth and kindness, compassion, and all good. We breathe, we affirm, we are, and so it is. Amen. And now our first song, In Beauty We Walk.
In beauty may I walk all day long, may I walk through the seasons, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace on this path, may I walk through my life, may I walk in old age, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, may I walk, 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 may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, in joy, may I walk in love, may I walk in gratitude, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, in stillness, may I walk in forgiveness, may I walk in loving kindness, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, may I walk, 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 may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, may I walk in peace, may you walk in peace, may I walk in peace.
And now some things for you to know. Check out the Things for You to Know button on our homepage on our website at unityofmesa.org. There you will find links for signing up for fellowship in our virtual garden after service. Sign up now if you want to join us this Sunday. You'll find links for Sangha and Bible talks and information and guidelines on our 9 o'clock in-person service in the garden and where to send a prayer request. There's also information for direct prayer support and other spiritual support we offer. One thing that I would like to share is that on Sunday, November 15th, we will be holding our annual meeting virtually. You can register for the Zoom link on our website. All are welcome and encouraged to attend and hear what we have accomplished, what we've got planned, review our financial well-being, and receive an update on our capital campaign, Creating Tomorrow. Those who are members are eligible to vote for 2 board of trustees, and a list of those nominees will be in your email in the next week. Please note, because the staff is needed online, we will not be having a garden service that Sunday. So there'll be no in-person on-site service on Sunday, November 15th. Join us online for the 10:15 service and then stay for the meeting at 10:30. Now, it is the first Sunday of November, so we get to celebrate all of you who are born in this wonderful month. If you want to stand, we will sing to you. Dennis?
Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you, uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved one, and have many more.
Happy birthday. And now it's time for our offering. We just have such gratitude and appreciation for all the ways that you support the spiritual community, whether by indirectly through ordering books off our website, through adding Unity Church of the East Valley in Smile Amazon or Fry Rewards, or by directly sending a mail in the check or giving online or through our mobile app, Give Plus. If you do give online and through the mobile app, you might consider clicking the optional button that adds a certain percentage to help defray our credit card fees. But all this information and more can be found on our webpage at unityofmesa.org. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just click the link that's given in the description. But just know that however you show up, you're a part of our spiritual mission to enlighten, empower, and energize one another to uplift our world into a greater expression of God. And what a gift to be that light at this time in our world. Let's take our offering in our hands and say in our offering blessing, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. So it is. Let us prepare for meditation with Karen Pfeiffer.
Today we're talking about mindfulness meditation and the week coming ahead. It's important to remember that we all share a common sacred space, that sacred space between humanity, our own humanity, and the divine, and that we all share that. So moving into meditation is taking that ability to sit and breathe and remember that we are all part of that sacred space. No matter what happens with the election, we are all part of the divine. And being able to kind of hold on to that as we kind of move through the week. So I wanted to take a few minutes just to sit and be quiet and be peaceful and understand that what we feel about other people's suffering and well-being correlates to what we're feeling and our suffering, and understanding that the world is in a very precarious place, and we're all in it together. So if you can just take a few minutes to sit quietly, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and just imagine that sacred space that we all share, that we're all part of, and being able to hold on to it throughout today and also throughout the week. And find those times every week or every day this week to just sit with it, sit with yourself, and remember that that's where we are. That's what we share, is that sacredness. So if you can just sit quietly and comfortably, and we will move into the meditation. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. And as you take a deep breath in, breathe in the love of the world. And as you're breathing out, breathe out that love to yourself, to our community, to our county, to our state, to our nation, to the world. Just breathe in love and breathe out again compassion and love, loving kindness for all beings. Just remembering that we're all in this sacred space together. So if you can bring your attention back into your body. Just feel your breath going in and out. Feel the joy of being alive, being here today. So bring your attention to your body, to your space, to the room that you're in. And now I know that we're all in this together. Namaste.
I go to the silence. I go to the stillness. I go to the center of my soul. My soul. I stay in the quiet. I breathe in the moment. I rest in the presence of my God. My God within. I go to where I know I am one with it all. I go to where I know I am holy, I am whole. I go to the silence. I go to the stillness. I go to the center of my soul. My soul. I go to that place of peace inside myself, where spirit dwells. I go to the silence. I go to the stillness. I go to the presence of my God. My God within. My God within.
Thank you, Karen and Dennis. Today's talk is called Sparkling Simplicity, and I just have to laugh because today nothing seems simple, does it? In our current news cycle with the cacophony of noise about the election coming up this next week and about COVID-19 and the seeking of racial injustice and people's livelihoods, how that's being affected by all of this, there's just so much noise and so much energy going out there. And people are feeling fatigued and upset, discouraged, concerned about a future, no matter what your preferences are. We are a sharply divided nation, and that energy rubs against each other and concerns people. And you get to the point, don't you? At the end of the day, you just want to go out to the corner of the street and just stand there and yell, just stop it. Sort of like Dorothy clicking her heels, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And where would that home be? When we envision home, do you envision someplace that's safe and sane, relaxing, where life is simple and not complex? And where would that home be located? Are you thinking of the home in your past when you were younger and things seemed simpler? Is it the home that you abide in presently, where you can go in and shut the door and shut out all that stuff around you? Or is it a home that you envision in the future of what life could be if we could all come together and find that sane and safe place, the simple life as a community? I envision that home filled with positive, relaxing emotions like joy and inspiration, hope, awe, love, gratitude, and serenity. What if I told you that that home does exist? That you could be experiencing the homesickness for a home that has been waiting for you to return. Waiting for you to return. We often hear the phrase that home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, where that feeling is, that sense of heaven on earth, where the human meets the divine. That's what heaven on earth means, when the human and the divine meet. Emily Cady calls it the secret place of the Most High. You know, home is that which we carry with us all the time, wherever we go. When I was younger and I would read magazine articles of people having 3 to 5 homes, one in New York, one in San Francisco, one in Albuquerque, one in San Juan, Puerto Rico, I would sit there and think, well, how could those be homes? Because they're not in them long enough. They're not living in them long enough for that home, that place to hold that emotional peace. But as I grew older, I understood that home isn't a building or a place. It's that within you where you can truly be yourself, wherever you find yourself, that home is within you. You take your home wherever you go. To be truly yourself, wherever you find yourself. So what does it mean to be truly yourself, to be authentic? In New Thought, we use terms to distinguish between the human self and the divine self when we talk about the aspects of the divine mind. When we're talking about the human mortal mind, we call it personality because it's governed by intellect and an ego, self-desire. It comes from the outer, it's the changeable person. Personality is that perception of ourselves made up of characteristics that we have invented to distinguish ourselves from others. It is who we think and feel we are. Individuality is our God self. It's that out-picturing, bringing God's source into visibility. It's that part of us that never changes. It's that true identity consisting of characteristics that reflect our unique expression of the Christ mind. It is what we are. So personality is who we think and feel we are. Individuality is what we are. And we cultivate that by listening to that still small voice. To outpicture the divine is to be that force of good. Not by physical force, but by being truly authentic and allowing our light, our energy, that higher vibration to radiate out, to be that calm in the storm. So how do we reach that authentic self? We don't reach it, we return to it. As we become more in tune with our individuality, things become simple. We return to the truth of who we are, and in returning and bringing more of that into indivisibility, things become more simple. We become more in tune through spending time in that mystical union between the divine and the human. Emily Cady, in her book Lessons in Truth, called it the place of meeting between the Christ at the center of your being and your consciousness, a hid place unto which no outside person can either induct you or enter him or herself. So that secret meeting place can't be given to us by any other human being. We can have teachers and facilitators who can show us the way and give us guidelines, but it's up to us to get there. Jim Roseberg, a Unity minister and author, I used to work with him at Unity Temple on the Plaza in Kansas City, and every morning we'd begin with prayer. And praying with Jim really raised my vibrational level, my energy level. It just felt different where 2 or 3 or more are gathered. But I realized that the Jim might have heightened the vibration for all of us to be in. But I had to be present to it. I had to accept it and be willing to enter into it. In spiritual community, we are here to support you and to cheer you on, but we can't carry you across the finish line. That is up to every individual, every personality to enter into their individuality. Even Jesus left his disciples so that they could own their own inner illumination, that it could be theirs. And what we need to know is that that place of meeting can't be reached by our mental mind alone, but with the intellect pairing with our intuition, the heart and the mind, heart wisdom, we call it. And we know that that place is where we can no longer believe to make it so, but that we know it. So I believe that this is true is different than I know this is true. And when we spend time in that secret place of the Most High, we know truth. We know the simplicity and we know it. And we come then from a place of strength. Emily Cady, in her book, Lessons of Truth, on page 116, wrote about what we're seeking. Because when we reach that place, that secret place of the Most High, our wants are fulfilled with us just being present to that. And what are our wants? So what you want today and what I want is that the words that we have learned to say as truth be made alive to us. We want a revelation of God in us as life, to be made to our own personal consciousness as health. We no longer care to have somebody tell us just the words from the outside. We want a revelation of God as love within us, so that our whole being will be filled and thrilled with love, a love that will not have to be pumped up by a determined effort, because we know that it is right to love and wrong not to love, but to be filled with a love that will flow with the spontaneity and fullness of an artesian well, because it is so full at the bottom that it must flow out. Those are our wants that will be fulfilled when we are in union with the divine. And all we need to do is just to be still and let Spirit work in us, to abandon ourselves to infinite Spirit. Daily making that time, whether it's 5 minutes or 20, just sitting in the stillness and allowing Spirit to do its work. And without any effort on our part, we'll begin to see marvelous changes within us. So how do you find that secret place? Well, we talk a lot about it and we teach about it. There's different ways of doing it according to different teachings and different teachers. There is individual as we are. The biggest thing is no matter what you do, don't be anxious or hurry for a full manifestation, knowing that what you are seeking is seeking you, that your God self started seeking you, and that was that knock on the heart for you to answer. To know that what we seek is not something that Spirit has, but is Spirit itself. Jim Roseberg, again, has always said that the answer to every prayer is God. The answer to every prayer that we pray is God. It is that descent of the holy, that whole, entire, complete Spirit at the center of our being into our conscious mind. So it's having the superconscious, the eternal, moving forth into our conscious awareness. So how do we do it? Judy talked a little bit about this last week. It's about sitting in the stillness, sitting in the silence, and just waiting. And you can take an affirmation, you can take a phrase, a word, or an image, holding that in your mind, and then gently just waiting, just waiting. It's a passive waiting. It's not just drifting, but you're just waiting for Spirit. You could begin by lifting up in prayer words of encouragement or of truth, not worrying about how it sounds, not pleading, not beseeching, but just using a prayer to enter, to quiet, and to focus our thoughts. A good one to use is the affirmative prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. It is going from the God self, let thy will be done in me, to the God self in me, thy will is being done in me. And we can use that affirmation or that phrase to anchor us to come back. So when we find that our thoughts are wandering, we notice, we release any content. We just notice, we become aware of that and go, that's what it is. We release that thought, return and wait. Return and wait. And at the end of our time, whether we feel that we've made contact or not, we'll know. We'll just know. We'll feel that it's time to end it. And we then end it with gratitude for the time spent, for answered prayer. Even if we can't see that the prayer has been answered, it has, and we express our gratitude. And then in time, a clear revelation of truth will come to us. So you see, it's very simple. It's not complicated. It is what we read in Isaiah 40, verse 31. Those who wait for the Spirit will renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. As we wait upon our spirit, we can then return to the world to move fearlessly through our daily lives and challenges. So this week, remember that if you get caught up in the swirl of mortal mind and the outer chaos, use your picture of that blue sapphire. Oh, I forgot to talk about the sapphire. The sapphire is the treasure chest gem of this week. And the sapphire helps us focus our attention, focus our thoughts, and brings clarity. So if you can picture a blue sapphire in your mind, or use your word or your phrase to return to your breath, return to that place of knowing, return to your authentic self, knowing that you sparkle with light and truth and are a blessing to the world. And this week you will be a blessing to the world, to be that light, to be that sparkle. Take time for the silence, for the stillness, where you can affirm that God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. Blessings.
There is only one thing across the universe so wide. Only one thing, no separation, no divide. There is only one thing, no sun, no earth, no sky, no sea. Only one thing, no us, no them, no you, no me. One thing that gets to be the wind in the trees. One thing that loves to be a galaxy and clearly enjoys being everyone and everything is one thing. There is only one thing, although it does appear to be everything and everywhere, what was and is and will be. One thing that gets to be the wind in the trees. One thing that loves to be a galaxy and clearly enjoys being everyone and everything is one thing. So even when we're feeling down and think we're all alone, we only have to look around to see we're all a part of the one thing that gets to be the wind in the trees. One thing that loves to be a galaxy and clearly enjoys being everyone and everything is one thing. Everything is one thing.
Thank you, Dennis. And may we remember that there's but one thing, and that one thing is God. And may we take the time this week to enter that secret place of the Most High and commune with God so that we may be the peace and the light and the sparkle that the nation needs at this time. Let us affirm our affirmative prayer protection, not only for ourselves, but for all of our country, men and women, as we move through this next week. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. And wherever we are, God is. Be safe and many blessings.